tried so hard.
Over the last 3 weeks. It's not so new, but this is, we've never had this happen, a president leave and come back in, what, 80 years?
Yeah, it's incredible, and we are very, very busy. The life is, the pace of it, the transition team, I'm establishing my transition team, and also working on my office, putting my office together, and also, organizing the residents and packing, and it's incredible what you need to do when in that situation.
Melania, in your book, you wrote about the Obamas and wanting to go into the White House in 2016 and go in early so that you could find out what the room colors are to make sure you could have a room that was suited properly for your son, your young son at the time. And there was some hesitation with letting you in early. You probably don't need to go in early this time because you know what to expect. But how is that working? Have you been back to the White House? Will you go in early to prepare?
Well, this time it's very different because we already know where we are going, and we have all of the plans from before. So we don't need to go back in. My team is in contact with the White House, so that's a plus. But we have all what we need. So this is the second time, so it's nothing new. The first time was challenging. We didn't have much access till we were in January 20. So, but this time it's already in the process.
Well, you don't have to go in and measure the drapes because you put the drapes there.
Correct.
So it's one of those things. So take us back. We all remember in 2017 when he became president. During this transition period, it was kind of a mad dash because it's like, oh, I won. Now what do I do? He's won before. He knows what to do. It seems much more focused, and it seems really efficient. I don't know if that's Elon Musk, the efficiency guy, but it just seems so much calmer.
Yeah.
I think it's for everybody, even for me, it's very different because I know what you need to establish. You know what kind of people you need to hire to be in your office. Right. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm interviewing people for my office. I'm establishing everything what it needs so we could start on day one. Everybody's in and we start working.
Great.
Melania, you don't get a lot of credit for this, but you did a lot when you were in the White House. And some of the stories people don't know, you put several students, and we're going to talk about your ornaments a little later, you pay for their college, put them through school.
Yes.
So tell us about some of the programs you're going to do this next time around.
Well, when I was in the White House for 4 years, I established my Be Best initiative, and I also successfully brought it overseas and around the world. Was very successful, and after I left the White House, I established my Web3 and Web2 platforms where I design, where I have collectibles like ornaments every season. This is the third season. And many other collectibles that are available now. So with those, I have students from a foster community that I sponsor, and I'm very proud of. And we have many of them now. So their life changes because they will have an education.
Sure.
So, so much has changed this time. Can I just give you my observation? I saw the president last night. I saw when he was hosting The Apprentice. I actually interviewed him when he was with the USFL, when I was doing sports, and he was an owner. And I have never seen him so level. He just seems calm, serene, accomplished, not cocky. You see him every day in all different circumstances. Are you noticing, even if you factor in the assassination attempts, a different approach right now at 78 years old that you maybe have not seen before?
I think because we've been there and he was there before, and now it's a different, I think the energy is different, people around him are different.
But don't you think the magnitude of the win is different? It was so comprehensive.
It is.
How did he internalize that?
I see that the country and the people really supported him, and they support him. His focus to make this country great again, and his patriotism, it's incredible, and his hard work as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were 2 assassination attempts while he was running. Now that he will be our next president, do you feel like the rhetoric has been toned down? And how do you feel? Are you worried going forward?
I hope it is. I hope the country will be united, and that's what we all hope for. And, you know, I'm always against violence. I think nothing is accomplished with the violence, and that's what we need to, you know, talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be so thoughtful, you know, and we've heard him talk about, you know, by the grace of God, he is alive today. What we have seen since he was elected and over the last couple of months is that calmness and maybe gratitude or whatever it is. But something else we've seen is he seems so kind of happy and loose, because last night at the Patriot Awards, I think we got a clip, he was doing the Trump dance. And I'm sure you've seen that evolve over the last... As you look right there, how do you describe your husband's dance moves?
Oh, this is very special and unique dance.
It is, right?
And I think a lot of people are copying it, and everybody have fun with it.
Yeah.
You know?
Which part?
Is this how you dance?
No.
Which part of the Trump dance? Did you give him any tips? Like in the
No.
beginning, it was low, and then it was up high, and now there's a golf swing.
No, he's coming all on his own.
Have you ever done the Trump dance? You are Mrs. Trump.
I did not.
So I guess you're not going to start today.
You can practice.
So, Melania, everyone is so fascinated with Barron. And as people may or may not know, he helped the president-elect with his social media strategy and say, hey, you got to do some of these TikToks. You got to talk with some of these podcasts. What is the fascination with your son? We actually have a clip of a before and after of the evolution of Barron. Let's play it.
I like my suitcase. I have to go to school now.
Yeah.
Hello, how are you? It's very nice to see you. Very nice.
What do you think the evolution of your son? He's a grown man now.
He is a grown young man. I'm very proud of him, about his knowledge, even about politics, and giving an advice to his father. He brought in so many young people. He knows his generation, because nowadays the young generation, they don't sit in front of TV anymore. They're all on the tablets, they're on the phones, and all of these podcasts and streamers. He was very vocal, and he gave an advice to his father, and was incredible how he brought in a success, because he knew exactly who his father needs to contact and to talk to.
Isn't it shocking how fast he went from that little boy to
Yes,
the big man?
it is.
What
It is.
advice do you have for other moms that are, because I'll go back and I'll look at videos
Yes.
of my daughter when she was that age, and there's like a pain in my heart because I missed those years. What's your advice for all of us that your son's in college now, you've seen him grow up, how do you handle each stage?
I think you need to be present and to be with them as much as you can, to be there as a teacher and a guide, give them guidance. I think it's the most important, because years goes by so fast. We just don't imagine. It's like I see the clip that you just showed. I feel like it was like a few months ago.
Right.
But the time goes so fast.
But here's your challenge that we don't have, nobody watching us. He's trying to adapt to college as a freshman, always tough. He's got Secret Service everywhere in New York City, where even not being 6'9" and famous, you could be targeted for a random crime. How has he managed to navigate him, and what advice do you give him to try to be, is it possible for him to be a normal student?
I don't think it's possible for him to be a normal student. His experience at college, it's very different than any other kid. And I'm very proud how he's handling. He's very strong, and he knows that he's in different position than other children. And I just say, make your dreams come true. This is your road. This is your life. and make sure that you listen yourself and your likes and dislikes.
Right. He'd want to come over my tower for lunch. You don't really hear that from other people, but he does. But evidently, he likes it, right? The Stern School.
Yes, he does. He does like it.
All right. We're not too far away from Christmas. And as it turns out, your book is on the New York Times bestseller list. It's also a fantastic last-minute gift. It's the perfect size to put in a big stocking.
Yes.
It's a great stocking stuffer. For more information, you can buy the book at melaniatrump.com. It must be very gratifying that so many people want to know more about you.
Yes, it's a great success book. I hear from so many fans and so many people that they read it and they loved it. Yeah, when you do the project like that it's very personal and could be sometimes very joyful, but also very traumatic and hard.
So when people read it and they go, you know what, I read it. There's one thing in that I did not know about you.
Yes.
Is there one thing that they repeatedly say, I didn't know you did this?
Correct. They don't know few of the stuff, even from my childhood, how I grew up, and also from the White House years. And they don't know, and that's why I wrote this book.
One thing that stood out for us is here you are, this beautiful international model, and you're the First Lady of the United States, the world's most popular country. You're in the White House, and you're not on the cover of any of these magazines.
She used to be.
Do you think that will change? And would you say yes to them? I think the Vogues, the People's, whatever.
Look, I've been there on the cover of Vogue, on the covers of many magazines before, and for me, we have so many other important things to do than to be on the cover of any magazine. I think the life would not change for anybody if I'm on the cover of the magazine.
Can I retract my question then?
But I guess it goes.
You're on the cover of this book.
If they want to sell copies, put her on.
If you read the book, she talks about how Anna Wintour went to Paris with you. Is that where you all went to shop for her wedding dress?
Yes.
They were friends. She was on the cover of Vogue several times before that. And after that, because you're a conservative and married to Donald Trump?
Soon my husband announced that he's running for the president in 2015.
So crazy.
Was everything changed for them and for us.
But Rosie O'Donnell went to your wedding too, right?
No, she did not.
Oh, good.
What? I thought you
No.
So, Melania, you got the new season of your ornaments coming out. And this is how you pay for some of these kids' colleges as well.
They're beautiful.
Tell us about it.
So these are the ornaments that they are available this season. This is the third season that I design, and they are very special. For example, Lady Liberty, it was inspiration from my necklace that I bought when I was modeling in Paris. And now we have an ornament, and we have also a necklace that it's available on melaniatrump.com.
Beautiful.
So this one, it's the necklace and
That's
inspiration, the flower.
These
correct.
are awesome. These are
and they're very
fantastic.
patriotic this year. As you could see, it's all red, white, and blue. And I was inspired by the
And they're
election.
different each year, right, Melania? You discontinue them
Correct.
after each Christmas.
They discontinue, they retire, and this is available right now. And it's a great gift and a great collectible, actually.
They're made really well, too.
They're beautiful.
They're beautiful. And you can also go on our website and buy the coffee table book. So
Yes.
the smaller black book came out a few months ago, but then still #1, I believe.
Yes.
It has been #1 for a very long time. And then the book underneath, the white book, which is larger, it has more pictures in it and pictures that you took while you were First Lady. And that's a great Christmas
For the coffee
gift.
table.
For the coffee table.
And by the way,
yes.
next year, you got to do this. You got to design the whole